I'll Knit With You. My name is Rebecca. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Evil Twin 2. You can find show notes at owlknitwithyou.blogspot.com. You can email me at owlknitwithyou@gmail.com, and you can find the Ravelry group if you search for I'll Knit With You. How are you guys? How are my owls and my ewes? It's been a little bit. Sorry about that. The internet outage that I have is preventing me from uploading stuff, so it just hasn't worked out. Hopefully this will be up tomorrow, the day after I film it, which is Sunday. Today's when I'm filming. That didn't make sense. That hardly made sense. Hi, how are you? I either have had too much or not enough coffee today. Probably the first one. So we have one new friend, and it is Chris26D, who is Chris from Illinois. Hello, welcome. If you have not introduced yourself, go to the I'll Knit With You Ravelry group and go to the introductions thread and say hi. And speaking of the I'll Knit With You Ravelry group, we have some winners. And I say winners plural because the weird story winner never came forward to claim the book, so I have redrawn for that as well. So I'll start with that since it's the older one. The book, True Tales of the Eastern Shore by Kirk Mariner, which is an autographed copy, let me just say. Ta-da! The new winner of that is number 11. Sorry, I wrote it down. It's down there. Is number 11, Kelsey Leftwich. So if you will PM me your address, I will mail this out to you. And then the winner of the I Need a Knit Companion contest is number 23, who I can't read from here. Sorry, who is Fish Girl 182. So if you will PM me the email you would like me to give Knit Companion to contact you through, because they'll work out how to get you that copy of that. So just give me the email that you would like me to give them, basically. So congratulations, you guys. So see, you should be a member of the group I'll Knit With You, because you can do all this cool stuff and more and win prizes. So yeah, what have you guys been up to this week? See, I'm like, my train of thoughts all over the place. I've been without internet, which if you guys haven't heard, or I think I mentioned last week, something happened in the first 2 days of my internet billing period, and I somehow or someone else used like 300 gigabytes of internet, which is 50 gigabytes more than I purchased. So fun. I got to pay overages for that. And I only have a small amount left of gigabytes to use, so rather than watch Netflix and monitor it really closely, I've just kind of been not on the internet while at home, which is kind of nice. You would think I get a lot done, but I've just been watching a lot of DVDs. So, well. Oh, what did I just say? Oh well, that's what I'm going to say. So the first week I had Nerd Week, and I watched the Star Wars 4, 5, and 6 all the way through, which I don't know if I've ever seen them that close together before. Like I would see one, and then like years later I would see another one, so it was kind of cool to watch them all together. Then I watched the extended Lord of the Rings, so that was like 12 hours of stuff. Then I watched some musicals. I watched The Producers, which is hysterical, and Phantom of the Opera, which I realized I didn't have in iTunes, so I downloaded it while I was watching the movie, and I've been listening to it ever since. And in between that, I've been working in some other movies I own, like Hide and Seek, which is a really old movie with Dakota Fanning as the main child actress. And it is a scary movie, because usually what I do is starting in September, I just watch tons of scary movies. And then I make a list and I post like my favorite scary movies to watch that year that are on Netflix. So hopefully when my internet gets back, I will accumulate a good list for you guys and give you weekly recommendations. Because movies on Netflix that you haven't heard of before can be really hit and miss. So, hopefully I'll be able to do that. But Hide and Seek is a really good scary movie. It's not scary so much that it's like you're not sure what's going on in a good way during the whole film. Like, you know something bad is happening. You can't quite tell which direction it's coming from. So if you need a good scary movie to start out your fall with, that's a pretty good one. I also watched Speed Racer, which is one of my favorite movies, even though it is kind of ridiculous. I watched Cats Don't Dance, which is a cartoon movies from when I was a kid. I watched The Neighbors with Zac Efron and Seth Rogen, which is a pretty new movie. It was really good. Yeah, just watched a bunch of good stuff and sat and knit a lot of stuff. So that was good. Oh, I also watched Coraline and Frozen. So lots of kid movies that are not, some of them are more unsettling and others, like Coraline's a little creepy, but still pretty good. And in my internet boredom list, I found out a new way to draft fiber, which I will show you. So let's go to Blobbins. Off we go. I have finished, oh my gosh, there's a pile of stuff over here. Get excited for the pile of stuff. I finished spinning this beautiful yarn. I showed it to you on the bobbin last week and it was super hard to see. It's a little bit easier to see this week. The sun is out. The sky is blue. It's beautiful, and so are you. I also watched Across the Universe, and what's the other one like that? Across the Universe, and here, I'll show you this while I'm thinking of it. They're kind of musicals that use more new music. Moulin Rouge. I also watched Moulin Rouge, which is like new music in an old setting. It's very cool. So this is a yarn that I bought at a festival fiber. It is 3.5 ounces and apparently crazy thin because I got like 300 yards out of this. Plus, I know it's over 300, but I can't remember how much because I didn't write that down. But the fiber itself was in 3 little stripes, and then so it barber pulled by itself, and then I did a 2-ply, so there's just like tons of awesome barber pulling. I did a 2-ply, which I might have just said, but it's pretty fantastic. I really like the way it turned out, and I mean, you can see it varies in thickness here, but I don't know what it'll be, but it's a little scratchy. It's not super soft, but it's not super scratchy, so I don't know. I could tell you what kind of wool it was, but that information is not right next to me, but it is on my Ravelry page for this, so if you go to the show notes for today, there will be a link and you can click that and go straight to my project page. This is called Mountain Sunset. And then it'll tell you all about this beautiful yarn. So that is one thing I finished. Very exciting. Now let me talk about this drafting thing I figured out. So I don't know how many of you guys own one of these. It is a needle sizer thing. So if you have DPNs, you can figure out what size they are because they're unmarked, and a little bit of a measuring tool. It's like, you know, a knitter's multi-tool. Bought mine at probably Joann Fabrics, which is why it's a Susan Bates brand. But recently I've been looking up what a diz is. D-I-Z. And a diz is something you can use to draft fiber off of a hackle. Now, if you want to watch some amazing, like, glorious fiber videos, just YouTube hackle and diz, and oh my gosh, it is the prettiest fiber stuff you'll ever see. But the whole process is just a whole other thing. So, I don't own diz in real life, but I do own this really matted fiber. So it was already kind of clumped together, and then I dyed it in hot boiling water, right? So it doesn't really draft at all. It's kind of impossible, and the end of it's pretty thick, so I could split it and spin it that way, which was what I thought I was going to do. And then one day I was like, a diz is something with a small hole in it. This is something with several small holes in it, right? So what I do is I take this, and I moved my camera closer this week so I could get up in this and show you without zooming in and out a bunch, because I'm going to have to like be all up in. So let me get a little closer to you guys. Sorry, setting my diz down so I don't lose it. My diz. So you get your fiber, and you're going to want to twist that so it's nice and thin, so you can thread it through a hole. And then I kind of fold mine over so there's nothing sticking out, and I have something like that. I take this, and I'll pick something small, like usually 3 or 4 is good for me, because you're going to get bigger fiber than what you see. So let's go through 3. So now you can see I have it going through 3, through the hole. And I didn't understand how a diz worked at first, so I thought you just pulled, and then obviously that's only going to go so far. But what you do is you pull and draft at the same time. So you pull and you draft this out just enough that it's going to go through. Now, 3 is not a very big hole, but a lot of fiber will go through there. That one fell apart because of the weight. But you get the idea, right? So the end product is all of a sudden much fluffier and like it'll draft super easy and it's all thinned out, right? It's exactly what you want fiber to be when you're spinning with it. So of my massive 1 pound bag of green fiber, I've been doing this because it was kind of impossible to spin otherwise. So let me do a little bit more to show you here. And I do think the next like fiber related thing that I go to that has stuff, I may look at this because I hear they can be really beautiful. This is just a really, really cheap solution because I already have it and I can do multiple sizes, which is a thing with Dizzes. And so I thought, you know, if it works, it works. So I just kind of pull it through, give it a little tug till it thins out enough and pull that through. So then you can make this really nice thin roving. No, it's split, okay. And it's just thin enough that it drafts perfectly and all of your pre-drafting work is kind of like helped along and it's all a pretty even size because it's going through the same size hole. And then when you want to spin a little bit of it up, boom, pull it out, spin like crazy. So I don't know if anyone else has done that before, if this is a thing that people just know that I didn't know, but if you didn't know, that's a really good way to Diz some fiber. That's some fiber that I dyed, I mentioned that before, but I did not clean it very well because my fingers are colorful. So I have been spinning my big green fiber monster, right? So you see all the light bits are pretty much gone. Where have they gone, Rebecca? They have gone to my awesome bobbin of awesomeness. Oh. I don't know how much is on here weight-wise because I've just been spinning as much as I can fit, and then I'm going to do a Navajo ply with this and all of the yarn that I spin from this because it does kind of gradiate, and that will keep that really well, I think. Ta-da! So I'm going to kind of mix blather in with everything I talk about because there's a lot going on that coincides with knitting. Oh, perfect world. So I went to the Southern Illinois Fiber Guild and Saturday, so yesterday, and it was awesome. We just sat together all day and spun from like 10 a.m. to like 3 p.m. and there were snacks that people brought in. I brought in some snacks too. And it was nice because I had met some of them at the dye weekend thing before and some people were new. So I'm probably the youngest person there by like 10 years or more, but that's fine because I mean I still can hold a conversation with these awesome people because of knitting and spinning. How cool is that? I actually sat next to someone who also has an Ashford kiwi, so that was really fun. Although I did find out one thing, that I spin one really fast, like I treadle really fast. I don't know why. It's usually because I'm trying to get projects done for the house cup, which is what I'm going to call the Harry Potter Knit Crochet house cup from now on because that's just too much to say. I took a poll and people said, you know, I don't really mind you talking about it. There was one person who was like, I'd like to see this as a separate episode. And to that person I say, I will try and keep it even. I'll just kind of mention it and move on. So I usually am spinning for the house cup, so on a deadline, so I'm usually racing towards that finish line. So I spin faster, I guess? I don't know. So this is turning out lovely. I really like the way it's turning out. I spun most of this yesterday because I spun for 8 hours, right? So, 8, that's not math. 6 is math. But you'll notice that my whole setup here has a little extra bit of plastic in there now because my bobbin shifts enough that after a while it starts to click. So when you're going really fast and it's making this noise and everyone else in the room is like quietly knitting or spinning and your spinning wheel is just doing this, you feel like you're the loudest person in the room even if you're not talking, and it's a little embarrassing. So the other Kiwi spinner, I believe her name was Mary, was sitting next to me and she handed me one of these because she gets at the hardware store. It's just a little plastic washer is what it is. A little plastic washer so that it doesn't click quite as much. So I might need to pick up some more of those to make this even more chill. But so far, so good. I really like how it's turning out. Of course you can't see, but the underneath colors are like super, super light. Like a really, really white mint green. So hopefully when that's all applied up, you'll be able to see this. So that's what I have for spinning this week. I have several works in progress. So let's visit an old friend, the socks for 10. This sock, the second sock, is going much slower because I'm not really working on it as much. It's just a side project because I'm working on other things more studiously. But it is coming along, and it might be close to getting done actually. So here's what I have so far. I am doing a true afterthought heel, so there's no heel in there, so it's just a straight little strip right now. Here it is, nice and spread out. I love this pattern, it's so fun. It's a little hard to see with the stripes, but it's really easy to see in person, so I guess I'll just enjoy this myself. No, I'm just kidding. But it is pretty awesome. This is Lorna's Laces socks in the Rockabilly colorway, or Rockaway colorway. And these are Hiya Sharps, maybe? What does it say on it? Yes, Hiya Sharps, size 0, which I didn't even realize it said that on there. But that is tiny, look at that. Can you see this writing? Probably not. Look at that writing on there. It's so tiny. It tells you exactly what needle it is and everything. I'm like shiny today. Weird. The next work, here are my eyes. The next work in progress I have is my sweater. It's going so fast. I love it so much. It's so stinking awesome. So, for the House Cup OWL, oh, by the way, I have my yarn in this. It's mega and crazy and huge. It's called a yarn drum. I got it for Christmas last year. And it has holes in the top where you can pull your yarn out of to like knit from here. Or you can just store giant 600 yard cakes in it. So, right? I have my 50% of my body done because for the, what months after September? October. For the October 50% goal, I'm only doing 50%. So this goes up to right under my bust. Ta-da! It doesn't seem like that much, but it fits. And I measured everything like 50 times. So yeah, there's probably an inch or two of leeway because I did want to leave room for increasing. But I have been doing the fit to flatter for every last inch of this sweater. Like I've remeasured myself and remeasured the sweater and counted stitches out and done lots of math. So this should fit perfectly. So you've got your slytherin gray and green, which you can see a little better on this side. Turn this. There we go. You got your yellow bit, and you've got your red and dark gray. So it looks like it's going really good. I'm not sure which part is the center here. Does that show it really well? Kind of just depends. So, so far so awesome. So that is the midsection. And since I'm also knitting the sleeves, but I'm using the same set of circular needles, I have used these little fancy caps that my Knit Picks interchangeable set came with. They just kind of cover up the stuff so that the stitches can't slide off. It's really nice. So yay for the center body of my sweater. This is, I shouldn't have started saying that because I'm not sure. Blue Moon Fiber Arts yarn, I think. Let me get my sleeve. So my sleeves, I have it stuck in here, which is a pretty good way to display it. I've got the green and the gray part done, and I'm working on my yellow part, and it's worked the same way as the body, so it has this like stuff that isn't even attached to the other part. It's very fun. To make it look like you're wearing 3 sweaters in one, because this is my 3-in-1 sweater. I love it. I didn't take it with me to the Fiber Guild on Saturday, but people were asking me what I was working on, and I was trying to explain them how this works. And trying to explain that to people it's really hard. So you guys should be lucky you can see it. Look, there it is. A little curly bit. So, very fun. I love it. So, everything so far fits really, really great. The increasing and decreasing is making the shaping work out perfectly. And what I did is I picked a smaller size and then added increased stitches to fit me better since the size up was too big. So everything looks like it's going to work out really well. I'm excited about that. So today is the first start day of the Order of the Phoenix. Keep my bag open. And so I've started on a wingspan. I'll also be knitting a hitchhiker for this, but the yarn that I'm waiting to get to knit it on isn't here yet, and I'm going to dye that yarn once it gets here. So I'm going to do the black outline with some color in the middle, so it'll look kind of like stained glass, right? Trying to get my face out of there, but my face is super in there. But you can see how it's looking so far. And then the black is some black alpaca. There's not much to see there. And the other ball of yarn is the yarn that I dyed with the fiber guild that I go to now. So it's really pretty, and I really like it a lot. So that is going really, really well. The pattern that I got for it is a little booklet with like tons of information about how to transform it and make it yours and to adapt it. And also it is in this fantastic bag. So before I show you my bag, let me tell you about my bag. Last term in the house cup, there we go. I did Quidditch, and Quidditch was an elimination style thing this time. It's different every time. And you had to complete the round before to get into the next round. So then by the final round, we only had 53 people left, and I was one of them, and I finished a project for that too. So I got a bag from the Quidditch person. It says, keep calm and carry yarn. Proud to be, I can't read backwards. Proud to be the 53. And so that's just like saying, proud to be one of the 53. And look at this bag, it's so big and cute. And then I swear when you close it, it's like, look at that. It's like the most cute, adorable Harry Potter thing ever. I also watched the only Harry Potter movies that I own, which are 6 and the first 7, because 7 was in 2 parts. So, you know, just all the sad stuff and no finale. But this is super awesome, and I wasn't expecting it, so it showed up in my, I about dropped it. Showed up in my mailbox, and I was like, okay, what is this flat package? Like, it's not squishy enough to be yarn, but it's in a package, so it's not just mail. It could be in there. And then I open it up, and boom, glorious, glorious, glorious bag. They actually made these, the people who were in charge of it, and they're awesome. So I don't think they watch, but if you are watching, Lumos, thank you. And I know other people helped you too, and I know that I read their names, but I don't remember right now, and I feel bad about that. But thank you very much. This is super beautiful, and I love it. Yay. So that, okay, so this one I'm not sure if it's a whip or if it's an FO. So I'm just gonna show it to you. It's a little monster. Look at him, he's got like teeth and 3 little eyes and everything, right? And he's blue and red and awesome, but I kind of want to leave him like this, like just a soft little squeezy toy, but I feel like this is toddlerish, and I'm gonna give it to a person who's turning 3 years old. So I think it needs arms, if not arms and legs. So, but I hate the yarn that I'm knitting it with because it's super acrylic, so it's washable. I don't want to knit any more of it. I want it to be done. But I would fix it. Like, it's not wrong. I would add on to it if I haven't decided. I just got this far today, and so I closed them all up and stuffed him, and so I was like, I don't know if he needs arms or not. I don't really want to give him arms because I don't want to knit them arms, but he may have monster guilt about it and then knit arms on there. But he's pretty cute. Look at him. He's just happy to be here. And I use safety eyes, which are something you can buy, and they, like, how's the best way to say that? They have a thing on the back of them so they're not going to just fall out. They're not like buttons. So these should be safe for him and his little sister. Yay. Speaking of stuffed toys, I've never made stuffed toys like this, and now I have 2 to show you. Let's scoot over to FOs, shall we? I have this adorable little window cat. I knit it for this term's Quidditch. Professor Umbridge has canceled Quidditch because she's a jerk, Dolores Umbridge. And so we're trying to appease her with gifts, so I made her a little windowsill cat. I'm gonna have to attach the tail like more, like add some stitches, because right now it just kind of hangs out like this, which kind of makes, I don't know, it's weird. I think it's weird. So I think if I just stitched a little bit right here to give it a little bit of extra tail, maybe. I don't know. But it's kind of cute. I like it. I didn't make paws for it in the front, so it could kind of be like, I don't know, whichever way it wanted to be. I also finished the Easy Leaves scarf, and it is huge, so I will not be able to show you all of it, but I also blocked it, so it is lacier now. Ta-da! You see the leaves? It's very nice. I didn't use both balls of yarn, both cakes of yarn, but it reaches my knees, so I think I will have enough to make the recipient a hat as well. There you go, turn it sideways. Ta-da! So it's super pretty. I like it. I think it'll be really, really warm. It's lovely. So, just kind of, you know, very fancy. I have like this one piece of hair that doesn't want to stay up where it belongs. So that is done. I haven't got very much Christmas knitting done at all, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I'm trying, but I need to try harder. What else? So here's the rest of the yarn that I have left over. So I think that's enough to make a good hat. Like, probably 100 yards. And it's really bulky, so I think it'll work. I think we'll be okay. So I really just blew through that today, didn't I? I don't know. I felt like I had a lot to talk about, but I didn't talk about very much, did I? I've not been doing much outside of work. I went to a small group for church, which is kind of like youth group, but for adults. There's one like every night of the week in different places. There's tons of them. So I went to that, and that was really great. I did the spinning fiber guild thing, and that was really fun. I haven't really been going anywhere. I ordered a pizza. Is that exciting? No, it's not exciting. But I mean, life is just good and chill and nothing too stressful. So let me tell you my 5 things that make me happy. The first one would be figuring out a weird way to draft, because that's really helpful. You'd be shocked. My second one is being more social. All these groups and things are making me leave my house, and that's awesome. The third one is getting some projects done. Like, I feel like I've had so many works in progress for so long, and then the month of August I just couldn't finish anything because I needed to save it for Harry Potter Knit Crochet House Cup. For the House Cup. Sorry. And so, I'm trying to say it. And so, it feels good to be binding off again, let me tell you what. Also, making the monster was just really comforting because I've been wanting to get that done all month as well. This piece of hair. What the heck? What are we on? 3? We'll say that was 3. 4 would be getting halfway on the body of my sweater. I still have to do both sleeves before I'm considered 50%. So, hopefully that'll be pretty soon. Although now I'm really excited about this wingspan, so I don't know. I've got so many whips that I want to work on. So 5 would be... So 5 would be just having people in my life who lend me DVDs, because I don't own like half the movies that I've watched, but I've been watching great movies because I have good friends near me who are willing to do that with me. So that's pretty stinking awesome. So I know none of them watch, but thank you anyway. So just a reminder, sorry this is kind of short this week, but go to the group, check out the Hey I Want to Be a Pod, no, not Hey I Want to, check out the Hey I'm a Podcaster 2 thread and see other people in our group who are podcasting. P.S. They're amazing. If you knit Hexapuffs, Strut Your Puffs in the Strut Your Puffs thread. And I will be locking the Knit Companion thread. Don't you add any comments in there. I've already picked the winner. So the 2 winners, again, are, for the Weird Story winner redraw for the book, is Christy Leftwich, or, sorry, I can't read from here. Kelsey Leftwich. It's all in this little thing in front of me, right below the camera. Kelsey Leftwich, you get a book. PM me your address so I can send that to you. And FishGirl182, PM me with the email address you would like me to send to the companion people. We will get you guys all hooked up. The rest of you, and all of those people too. For everyone, period. Sorry. It has been great talking to you guys. I hope to see you again next week. And remember, no matter how much coffee you have or haven't had, or if you drink tea instead, I'm totally okay with that. No matter what beverage you're sipping, let's say it that way, I'll knit with you. Bye, guys.